Our City Festival is something that started in 2008. The festival predominantly focuses on Cambodian creators. In 2008, what I did is I turned to my own colleagues, both in the arts community as well as the architecture community, to develop events, exhibitions, and talks around the subjects of the city, around urbanism. A lot of changes were happening. Buildings were coming up, some buildings were going down. So the city was obviously growing in population. In my response to that, I felt that there was a need from the creative communities to talk about this. Our City Festival is really built on the idea of being a grassroots festival, that the community is involved in creating it, determining the themes, the program, and participating in the process of building the festival. But in Cambodia, we have next to nothing in terms of institutional support. Everything has to be built from the ground up, and we all have to do it by our own means. And in it, we also don't have a model to work from. So we are really building something that is based on us, our community, what we see as needs, what we see are important as themes, and moving in a direction that we feel is important. Everybody that's been involved in the Our City Festival has contributed their time, their energy, and their resources to build it. And we were growing in our audience, we were growing in interest, and then so what we did is that as a group we wanted to bring some structure. So in 2011 I actually invited 2 curators to come on board for the first time. These curators were Kate O'Hara and Natalie Pace, and they were very important, very key to this process of developing a curatorial platform through the festival. The curatorial process was important to bring some formality and some structure to the process, and allows us to focus on a theme. As much as we wanted everybody's voice in the process, and we still do, and that's very much integrated into the way the festival is built, but there had to be some kind of connection. So the curatorial process is again very much on the ground with the community, with people, and building the ideas together through community meetings, through conversations, interviews, and research, and then a theme would emerge, and again that would go back to the community to respond to that. In 2012 we piloted 2 projects, the Youth Ambassadors and the Urban Lab. So the Urban Lab is a construct of the architectural curators who built a space or created a space that would invite different university students who are doing architecture and urban design, an opportunity that they're rarely given because they don't see each other, these students, not from the different universities in the city. And then the Youth Ambassadors project was something that I personally felt very excited about, because I wanted to bring in this young generation who could act as volunteers and in essence were docents for each of the projects. When we developed the program for the festival, we really wanted to make it engaging for the public, for people to join projects even if it seemed strange or whatever. So the idea was to bring these young students in who would then act as ambassadors, or they would just be that friendly face in the bright yellow shirt to get people into the event. This is something we are continuing to do, and it's a very important part of what we believe in for the Our City Festival, is making it accessible to the public and to bring in young people to be involved. We have a lot of challenges with putting works in public space. It's challenging in that it's hard to kind of convince the authorities to accept what it is that we want to put in parks and whatnot. So some of the really positive moments is when all the things you've planned and they just come together all in the right way. When that all works out together, it's just really nice, and it gives such a good feeling. And when the audience, the people who are there, really seem to enjoy it so much, it's touched them somewhere, that it's really satisfying. The city becomes the exhibition space. It looks at the city as a backdrop, but it also as a material for the creators. Creating a sensitivity that this is part of who we are, and as we build cities, that it is very much about us as humans, and it's not about just going into a specific space to think about that in that space and then you go away and then you're finished. It's not. It's about walking down the street and going, oh, hey, that's interesting. I think most importantly for me, and this is about making art and creation and design and architecture, part of people's daily lives. Because of that, I believe it's unique. And because we bring community members into that process to always be thinking, challenging, and wondering what it could be. I honestly believe that a society, culture, and the whole world, if we gave space over to creators, we'll be the innovators for developing the human spirit.